Okay guys, here we are back at Gateway Classic Cars in Ruskin, Florida, Tampa Bay area. You're about, I don't know, 20 minutes south of Tampa Bay, something like that. So we already did one section of the inventory. We're gonna do the other half or the other 3/4. Honestly, I don't know if we've even been through half yet, but we're gonna do the rest of it. If you haven't seen the first one, check that out. We started over there. Now we're going to go down this row here. Looks like it starts with Camaros and Firebirds. Here's an '02 Camaro, $53,000. Now I don't know. It's got this badging on it, Hot Rod Camaro, 66 through '02 by Berger. Any of you Camaro guys, comment. Let me know what this is. I presume it's an aftermarket build. Probably a custom shop but I don't know if they do it after the fact or was it sold by Chevrolet. Anyway, let me know if you know something more about that. Here's a Firebird. I really love these, but I usually love them in like a red. They also look really good in black. This is a new arrival, so they don't have any pricing listed for that one. They might have pricing listed for this one next to it. Yep, this is a 99, 21,000. This is an automatic car, which I think was pretty common for these. I don't know what your likelihood of finding one with a 5-speed is for this. But if you have one or if you know, let me know how hard it is to come by with the standard. Here's an old Camaro, a little bit like mine. I got a 79. This one is a 79, 305 V8, auto, blue, 25,000. I mean, honestly, do they really think mine would be worth 25 grand? Because if they do, I'd like to bring it here and sell it and upgrade. Because I don't think mine is worth 27. I'm just saying. All right, here's a 98 Z28, 21,000, convertible. I know probably having the convertible in these would be fun, but I think they look better with the hard top. I like the lines of them as a hard top. I'm gonna skip that one. Let's what is this? Is this a 69? Let's take a look at this beauty here. 68, 4-speed, $49,000. So I guess that they updated the shifter, but probably it's an original 4-speed car, I assume. Side pipes. Beautiful car. Really beautiful car. Here is what's this? A C4 in this really pretty green. 94, $25,000. 29,000 miles. This might be, of course they don't claim that that's original miles. There's nothing on there saying that they claim it's original miles, but it, honestly, from the condition of this car, that could be original miles. I think this one looks good in red. This 17.5 for this 95 auto hardtop. This might be one of the best values right now in classic cars are these. I like this one. This is almost I was watching the A-Team the other day and this is almost Face's car. 86, 18 grand, silver, automatic. Let me get you a better shot of these guys and just kind of show you what I mean. Like they're good looking cars. They really are. Yeah, but this one, the other night watching the A-Team and it reminds me so much of the one Face had. Maybe his was a 86. I don't remember. But you know the one I'm talking about? The white one with the red stripe on it? All right, let's look at some C5s. These are also, this one looks good in this red. Boy, look at that. That stands out. Shout out 37 Spiker, who's got one similar. His is a hardtop. This is a 04, 28 grand. Auto. Just a nice, comfortable driver, you know? And honestly, still just so good looking. Let's look at this little C4 here. This 94, 15 grand. Boy, they're blasting the radio back here. I hope I'm not gonna have to cut all of this. All right, I saw a lot of Corvettes. Let's move down a little bit. Here's a goat. Or at least I don't know. Let's see. 72 Le Mans, 24,000. So, not a goat. Needs a little bit of interior work. But honestly a good looking car for that price. This one got a little bit of paint chipping there off of the red, but this is a 72 Le Mans, 40,000. Now this one is a convertible. Interior does look nice and clean. I think I'd rather have to do the interior though, to be honest, than the paint, but because there's more paint coming off of that. But hey, whatever. You know, you're never getting something that's perfect. Here's a Chevy 68, $46,000. Get you a better shot of that one because it's right here on the end. It's easy to get a full shot. I think since they're playing the radio so loud, I'm gonna cut here and go back over to that side and start and work my way down again. So see you in a bit. Radio's definitely less loud down here. Let's check out this T-Bird. Check that out. Looks elegant in black. Let's see the sticker. I'm not gonna touch the car, just $27,000. This is probably, like, historically, this is the T-Bird that I liked the most always, this model here. But I will say in recent years, I've really started to appreciate the first generation. Now, I don't see, is there a sticker on this? Yeah, this is a $57,000, $40,000. So, and you know, now this is not perfect. I see a little bit of orange peel on some of the paint, but the color is beautiful. The car is beautiful. Let me see if I can get you a better angle of this. I mean, just, I don't know. Something about it in recent years, I just think these more and more beautiful. Here's the much maligned modern day T-Bird. You can get these pretty cheap. This is a 02 for 10 grand. Convertible. The thing about this is you can get them pretty cheap. They're pretty hardy cars. I don't think there's a lot that breaks on them. I don't think they're very complicated to repair. So, you know, this one looks like, I swear that hardtop goes with this. So here's an 04. This one's 27 grand. 53,000 original miles. And apparently a soft and a hard top. Oh. Alright, Mazda RX 784, 16.5, 5-speed, little rotary engine. Now, I don't know anything about these mechanically, but I think they'd be a fun car to drive. I'm not sure how much fun it'd be to maintain, but it'd be fun to drive. Here is a Prowler. This one happens to be a 99. $38,000, $30,000. You know, and people give these so much a hard time because, oh, this is a V6. Oh, dude, Seriously, for most of what we're doing with these cars, how much power do you need? Like, that'll get you down the highway. It's no problem. And you take something like this, right? Like no power, and people still say, this is fun. It's put smiles on people's faces. Here's a 66, $29,000. Really good looking little interior on this car. This is I'm not often smitten by Volkswagen Beetles. I'm kind of smitten by this one. Something about that color combination. I love that a lot. All right, I'm gonna double back a little bit while the radio's playing and look at some of the trucks. Let me look at this one, which has been here for a minute. 69. Now this is a long wheelbase, $24,000. It is a long wheelbase, but you know, I like the color. I like the side exhaust. I like the color. I like the rims. Not sure why they did a repaint and didn't fill in that antenna hole there. But what I say they're asking for this? 24. That's not bad. As a truck, you can use as a truck, right? For 24,000, you can't get. I mean, honestly, I do sometimes need a truck, but I don't need a $50,000 new pickup truck with no options, right? Here's an 88 for $28,000. This has got a V8. This is a nice looking little truck. I showed my wife one of these and I said, oh, maybe I get something like this and sell the Camaro and get something like this. And she says it's not classic enough. It looks too modern to her liking. This thing's been here for a minute. This is a beautiful truck, a beautiful Jimmy, with a modern fuel injected V8, $76,000. Look at that custom interior, man. That is just pretty. Look, if money was no object, I'd certainly be. If money was no object, I would be all over that thing. Now is this one of those Viper powered? Yep, 04 SRT 10, $55,000. This is a 6-speed manual, which I think is pretty rare. Aw, that's a shame. That is a shame. But yeah, so if you want a Viper, but you want to be able to go to Lowe's, there you go. I've never been so glad for Guns N' Roses to be over with, but I was waiting for that song to end, because I'm right back here at the speaker. 64 Ford Falcon wagon, 289 V8, which I assume came original. Do not know. $33,000. Let's back up and get you a quick look at this. I'm always a fan of those. This is an oddball here. This is probably only 100 grand. Let's see what this is even. 87 Volkswagen Synchro, $49,000. One of a kind. The adventure begins. So, I guess it's an ultimate Synchro Yoda hybrid build. Yes, the Volkswagen engine, not because it was unreliable, but because of finding original parts for it in South America was challenging. Huh. So this is a vehicle with certainly with a story. Looks cool. I mean, look, if I had 50 grand to spend on a toy, I don't think I'd spend it on this, but you know, to each his own. You know? Now this might be more in my budget for a channel truck, maybe 59, 26,000. So what's the interior like? pretty wide open interior. That is a modern dash. I wonder if this is a chassis swap. Alright, anyway, I don't have time to read it here, but I kind of suspect this is some sort of chassis swap, because that dash was definitely not original. Well, this screams 90s. Remember the color changing paint? 1990 Ford Ranger Pro Street 408 stroker, 30 grand. So this little thing will probably scoot. Get back, see. I don't think I can show you the, well, there you go, a little bit of view of the tire. Maybe it's better to see from up here. Check it out. Tubs. What was the TV show? It was the cops, and one of them was named Tubbs. Was that Law and Order? That was one of the Law and Orders, wasn't it? Where they had tubs. If you want to go MacGyver it, here's a Renegade Jeep. This one happens to be a 82 CJ7, so the little bit longer one, $40,000. Really a very good looking interior on this thing. I think I would like the CJ7. Look at that. That's a good build. How much was it? I forgot already. I've got terrible memory. $40,000. I mean, that's a lot, but these Jeeps were always going for a lot too. This will be going for a lot too, this Land Cruiser next to it. Let's see. 78 FJ Cruiser, $63,000. Boy, howdy. For, I mean, what amounts to, you know, like a tractor. Honestly, driving these would be like driving a tractor. So there you go. Well, there's the back end of my long wheelbase Chevy. All right. I think that's about it we're going to cover today. I'll do some shorts and then we'll get out of here. Listen, I appreciate everybody who's watched it, especially if you watched to this point. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, please subscribe. If I can get subscribers, if I can get my views, eventually I might make enough money to pay for my gas to go around to these different places. That's the goal. But thanks so much.